show with commonality, crafted by us, where ideas become reality. Crafted by us, just grab this opportunity in this community. Crafted by us, yeah, in this community. Crafted by us.
For this project, you're going to need your monogrammer. If you're not sure how to set it up, look at one of my previous podcasts. I have a show on how to set it up. I'm using this Monogram stamper by Just Right. And then it came with black ink, but I wanted brown ink for my monogramming. So I bought some Timber Brown Stays-On ink. And the reason I'm using Stays-On is because I'm monogramming napkins and coasters. And I just had visions of using a different kind of ink and having somebody wipe the napkin on their face and having ink all over, or having the ink bleed when somebody sets their cup on a coaster. So I'm using this ink, and I tested it before I started doing a bunch of these. So Stays-On ink, I have Timber Brown Stays-On ink pad for part of it. And then I have the black cherry. So then I also have this stamp, and it's a cling mounted foam stamp, and I'm not mounting it. I think it's thick enough and big enough, it's easy enough just for me to hold it, but if you wanted to mount it, you could. I got this from Blockhead Stamps, so if you're interested in getting a stamp like this, go to my website, www.craftedby.us, and I'll put a link to Blockheads from there. So they sell these stamps for the coasters. And then coasters, and I also got those from Blockhead Stamps. Blockhead. I don't know if it's Blockhead Stamps or Blockhead, whatever. Anyways, go to my website. I'll make sure it's right there. So those, and I have some napkins. I'm gonna do, I think the best thing to do is, let's start with a napkin, okay? I washed this, so even though it looks dirty, it's not, in case you're a guest at the wedding coming up and you wonder how clean the napkin is. Alright, so here's my napkin. Actually, first let's open this up, okay? Alright. And I already put my letter M in there because I was using this earlier. But I also I want to have a ring around it because it's going on a plain napkin. So in this set, it came with 4 of these rings. And I'm just using this swirly one because it there's a bunch of swirliness in this, and I think it will help it'll match just a bit. So to put this in, I just, see it has this ridge area and it just sits right into the groove, okay? It's really easy to do. Okay, so that's in there, my M is in there. And then I always suggest that you stamp on a practice sheet of paper first. Oh, sorry about that. So, and one more thing before we get started. So like I said, that this already came with this, the ink pad in it, right? Which is right here. I'm going to pull this out and show it to you. So, one side was inked already, and if you have a new one, you'll notice the other side is just like a grayish fabric color. I added some of this ink to it by just squirting it in, kind of like you would food coloring, until it was well saturated. And then I stamped a few times and saw that it wasn't really picking up any ink, so I put some more in there. And I think as I go along, I might have to add more. But and then the way that I figure out if I have it on the right side or not is I just did some practice stamps. So let's just see. So I'm stamping here, and that's brown. It looks a little. There we go. Those look good, right? Okay, so for the napkin now, I'm just going to place my napkin here. Let me turn it this direction so you can see. And then I'm going to line this up. I'm just guessing it's upside down, so it's a little bit more. And then I'm going to press it down. There we go. So that's going to be nice, I think, for her wedding to have these monogrammed napkins. Okay, so that is the napkins. Let's do a coaster. Do the coaster a little bit differently. So here's my stamp, and it has this circle here, and when I was practicing I realized that if I have this circle on this, the monogrammer, you really notice if you don't line it up just right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the this piece out and just do the letter. And I'm getting some of this excess ink off before I put it away. Remember, if you want to clean this off, you're using Stays On ink, so you can use the Stays On ink cleaner if you wanted to. So now I just have my M, and then I have my stamp here, and I'm gonna, so her colors are like a dark red, I get in brown. So here I have this black cherry. It turns out kind of nice. So I'm going to stamp, apply my ink to the stamp like this. All right. I'm making sure that I get plenty of ink on the word, because there's a word amore, however you say it, in here, and I want to make sure that you're able to read it. And then this is a nice square stamp, and it fits perfectly on this coaster. So I set this down and gently press. Now these coasters are kind of porous, so it's nice to use this Stays On ink because it dries really quickly. Alright, so there's that. And then now we just need to add our letter. And I'm gonna do a quick test first. So here's our stamp, or our coaster. I'm gonna line this up just like this. There we go. So last step, I think that would be makes this just really look finished, is to run the brown ink along the edge of this. Now I realize I've started to do this and it kind of tears up my stamp pad, but I'm kind of not too worried about it because it's, you know, for my sister-in-law for her wedding. So I will get another stamp pad. And there we go. So we have that, and then we have the napkins. That does it for today's episode of Crafted by Us. Remember, if you have questions about the show, about some of the stamps I used, you can find more information about those at my website at www.craftedby.us.
Crafted by us, a show with commonality. Crafted by us, where ideas become reality. Crafted by us, just grab this opportunity. In this community, crafted by us. Yeah, in this community, crafted by us.